robotic chefs in the kitchen of your favorite bistro.
Oh, not the tea.
Not the singularity. Kitchen robots programmed with the wisdom of Michelin star chefs. Gentle, tireless assistants helping humans cook better.
This duck is so raw, an EMT could still save it.
Robots working alongside humans helps chefs focus on important things.
An excellent sauce if you like to inhale sweat socks.
The plan? Robot chefs reduce costs. Human chefs paid more, are happier, and cook food that tastes great.
Your plan combustible, not thick enough, but you're getting better.
Follow me at Chica Palbo on X and stay tuned to The Technology Minute for more cool stuff like this.
Sports Rage tonight.
I've said it before, March Madness, like the actual NCAA tournament, it's for amateurs. It's like New Year's Eve. Every jackass, Johnny and Sally go out on New Year's Eve, right? And, we're partiers. We go out on New Year's Eve. We go out on Halloween. Now, the real drunks are going out on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. You know what I'm saying?
It's Sports Rage tonight with Gabe Morency. Weekdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific on the SportsGrid Radio Network. Analyzing odds on daily sporting events is a complicated process, dealing with an unbelievable number of variables. But you don't have to worry about that. All you've got to do is listen to us. Get the winning edge. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Please welcome.
It's the opening kickoff with Carver and Lisi.
All right, here we go. Carver and Lisi with you. Sports Grid Radio, Sirius XM, channel 159. Great to have you with us on a Wednesday night on the grid. Very busy Wednesday night. We have a lot going on, of course. There's a ton of NBA, a couple NIT games, including a Carver and Lisi favorite, the Anteaters tonight, as they have UAB coming to town. We have got some hockey games, big game for the Islanders. They can take over the final wild card spot in the Eastern Conference. They do have some work to do as they are scoreless with the Canucks right now. Blackhawks are down 2-1 to the Devils in the first game of the TV doubleheader, so we have that. And we have a lot of stuff that we're going to get ready for over the next couple of days, because there is no Carver and Lisi the next two nights. You'll get all the Bracket Central coverage from Sports Grid, including Joe. Joe will be part of that as well. But we got to get you tuned up for a bunch of things. So, Mike Carver here with you. Sans Joe out on assignment. It is a Carver and sometimes Lisi night here on CNL. So that means that we bring in a big lineup tonight for a bunch of topics. We'll have Brady Cannon here in the first hour, Houston Open. We'll get the preview and the picks from him. We'll get Coach James Young in for some Sweet 16 preview as they finally get back going tomorrow night. And then in the second hour, Gentleman George Kurtz, as tomorrow is opening day in Major League Baseball, the real opening day. I know they played in Tokyo last week, but we don't count those. I know they count in the standings. The Cubs are probably upset that they count in the standings, but this is really opening day. Leave it to baseball. I mean, can you get a couple games at 1 o'clock? Like, honestly, 1 o'clock East. Can you play a couple games at 1 in the afternoon? Nobody starts till 3 East, which will be the Yankees and the Brewers. And then there's like 15 games at 4 o'clock East. And barely anything at night. So quite the schedule that MLB has. But they're smarter than everybody else. All you got to do is ask them. They know it all. So we're going to get you tuned up with George in the second hour. We'll do some futures. We'll do some stuff for Thursday. You know, at some point tonight, we'll get the Taters going. I'm so happy that we have home runs back. You guys all know how much I love the home runs in baseball. Put a lot of, every morning, a lot of work into building the home run card. We've already done it for tomorrow, so we'll give you some home run Taters for opening day. Some really strange numbers, too. And look, you don't expect a lot of homers early in the year, right? It's cold in some places. The pitchers are usually ahead of the hitters at the start. blah, 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 blah. But we will have some of that for you later on as well. As far as what's happening live, well, since I have the hockey open, I'll do that first. Islanders and Canucks scoreless at the horse track. They got about 5 minutes left in the first period there. Devils lead the Blackhawks 2-1 in Chicago. First game of the TV doubleheader. About 4 minutes to go in the first. So some pucks have been flying. Dallas and Edmonton will play the second game of the TV doubleheader. The Stars are a slight favorite on the road in Edmonton. And then the Bruins and the Ducks, late night at the Duck Pond. Quack, quack, quack. Later on for that. As far as the NBA goes, Wizards up 67-58 at the half on the Sixers. The Knicks, and look, I thought it was, I talked to some of my Knick people this morning. I wanted to get a feel. Man, Clippers coming in 4.5-point favorites at the Garden. Is somebody not playing? I know, obviously we know Brunson's not playing. Somebody else not playing tonight? They giving Cat a night off? I know the Clippers are hot. Knicks are playing on a back-to-back, but I thought the line was a little strange, seeing the Clippers that much favorite. But sure enough, they were. And the Knicks are up 13 at the end of the first quarter. 33-20. The Knicks are up. So nice job by them. Live minus 4.5, 217.5, the live total at the Garden. The Raptors are up 26-12 in Brooklyn against the Nets. They're getting towards the end of the first quarter, and they're getting almost to the end of the first in Indiana with the Lakers and the Pacers. With the Pacers up 31-25 with just under a minute to go. Now, you can bet your bottom dollar that tonight Luka's going to have some great big game because the other night in Orlando, I played him, and he did absolutely nothing. Let's see what he's... sure. 9 points, 4 boards, 3 assists, all in the first quarter. Triple-double night for Luka. Needed it on Monday in Orlando. Didn't get it, but we'll get him. He'll give you a triple-double tonight. I'm sure of that. We have a few other guys. This Obi Toppin I played for the threes. He's got one already. So keep feeding Obi. He's been hot with the threes. We try to stay there. Also with Josh Hart this evening for the assist. He had a triple-double last night. I didn't want to go that far. He's got 4 already in the first quarter. Let's go, Josh. Filling up the stat sheet. We love to see that. And this will really, for me, because the homers are going to be back, and these nights with playing some of these dopey NBA props with Joe is gonna start to sail away for me. It's too much. The NBA. It's hard. It doesn't give me the same gas as the home runs do. So it's going to be until the playoffs, especially. The playoffs, at least. And you get plenty of blowouts on the playoffs, too. But these NBA games over the last month of the season, they are a tough haul, man. Tough haul to get through some of these regular season NBA games coming down the stretch. But we do have a couple games tonight. Later on as well, Bucks are in Denver against the Nuggets. No Giannis, no Dame time. Probably should be no problem for the Nuggets, you'd think. And the Celtics are in Phoenix against the Suns. That's the second game of the TV doubleheader there after Lakers-Pacers. Minus 6.5 for Boston, and 221.5 is the total in that one. So we will keep you update with all the live stuff. We will get some picks for all this stuff that's going to happen the next couple days. I'm pumped for the basketball. It's been tough waiting around these last few days. It was so disappointing the first 4 days of the tournament, just from a standpoint of there wasn't a lot of excitement. I mean, we did okay. Wasn't a total loss. I actually did a lot better live on those first 4 days than anything else. But I think that now, with how you've had a lot of this chalk progress to these Sweet 16 games, that we're going to get some big matchups here. Now, there's some pretty big spreads here Thursday and Friday night. I'm interested to see who Coach has in some of them. There's some big spreads. There's some big totals. Man, that Bama BYU number, up, and away, baby. I mean, I think he's pushing 180 right now. But neither team plays a lot of defense, so it's very possible that we can get there. So we'll do some picks for the Sweet 16 by the time we get out of here. We will do some MLB futures. We'll do some taters as well for Thursday. We will make sure that we get that in the hopper as well. Look, it's all exciting. These last couple days have been rough. Really just trying to get to Thursday. Get to Thursday. The baseball and the Sweet 16. Let's get to Thursday. And we're here. And don't forget the golf. Houston Open which for the first time this year, I was talking to Stewie about this earlier on Coast to Coast. You know, I bellyache about the weather all the time. I hate when there's delays. I hate when all that stuff happens at the golf tournaments. Well, I've pretty much avoided it all of this 2025 season so far. I don't think we're going to be avoiding it in Houston over the next couple days. The weather looks really bad, starting from like tomorrow afternoon, like all the way through late Friday. Like they might really get buried here. They'll be playing 3 rounds. They might be one of those situations where they lose like a whole day or day and a half of being able to get out and play. So that always, is a tricky situation, especially for some guys who are really just there to try to get some work in, their final tune-ups before Augusta and other things. But we'll get into the golf with Brady when we come back as well. Carver and Lisi here on a Wednesday night. Carver sans Lisi. Big show lined up. Brady Cannon next with the Houston Open. Coach George later on. We're just getting rolling on a Wednesday night. We're back after this.
And now, for your listening pleasure, we give you SportsGrid summed up in one single symbolic sound effect. Get it? This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Imagine combining the exciting investment opportunity of cryptocurrencies with the power of artificial intelligence to maximize your IRA, 401k, or other investment funds. Listen, if you're looking for ways to accelerate your retirement growth, Block Trust IRA has market-leading strategies and solutions for all levels of investors, from $1,000 to millions. And they partner with Bitcoin Magazine's #1 crypto trading fund in the world to maximize your returns. Plus, their team of IRA specialists is here to help you roll over your IRA or qualified retirement account to the new world of cryptocurrency investments. So make this free call right now to set up your account and learn more.
800-434-5313. 800-434-5313. 800-434-5313. That's 800-434-5313.
Moneyline.
I got Arkansas beating Kansas. Not because I want to see the second round battle. I just think I'm trusting the SEC more than other conferences. And if I have a coin flip game, which I believe I do, I'm going to trust the SEC. But come on now. Arkansas St. John's, man, battle the suits out there, anger. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful.
Catch Moneyline with Donnie Rightside and Kevin Walsh. Weekdays, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific. On the SportsGrid Radio Network. The new SportsGrid app is now available on iOS and the App Store. Experience the ultimate sports betting companion that provides personalized content from your favorite hosts. In-depth matchup previews, game and prop picks, live odds, stats, scores, and more. All in one place. And of course, on the SportsGrid app, you can tune into our live television and radio coverage anytime. On the go, wherever you are. Download the SportsGrid app on the iOS App Store now. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. You may or may not be a good SportsGrid listener. Test yourself. If you think a quarterback is a refund you get at an arcade, you're probably not a good SportsGrid listener. Pay attention. Make a plan. Win. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
And we are back. Carver Lisi with you, SportsGrid Radio, Sirius XM 159. Great to have you with us on a Wednesday night on the grid. Of course, Carver sans Lisi, Joe out on assignment. And that means that we've got a big show planned for you here the next couple of hours. And we'll start things off with the golf, because let's go, baby. We're almost there. We're done with the Florida swing. We got a little Texas two-step here the next couple of weeks in Houston and San Antonio before we take everyone's favorite drive down Magnolia Lane into Augusta and the Masters. Brady Cannon with us once again here on Carver and Lisi on a Wednesday night. Hi, Brady. How are you?
You know, that green jacket has been sitting in my closet for a year. I can't wait to throw it on again. For all the appearances here on SportsGrid, everything we're going to be doing leading up to the Masters, it's going to be nothing but the green jacket, my friend. I can't wait.
There's just nothing like it, Brady. There really isn't. It's just something special about that tournament. I know for us, we're in this every week. every week where, the Houston Opens and the Valspars and the Mexicos, but, you get that little extra feel, at least, because then suddenly everybody cares about golf. Oh, the Masters this week. What do you like in the Masters? Do you like it? It's just such a big tournament. It's a special place, and they just lather it up. I mean, Nance today with I'm going to go another 11 years until the 100th and all. It's just such an awesome tournament. Brady, last week, the Valspar I thought was very good. It was entertaining, but about Victor coming out of nowhere on Sunday and having a huge back nine, and JT kind of once again there towards the end. He should have at minimum been in a playoff with Victor. Nice job by Hovland, Brady.
Yeah, it was great to see and really good to see them both, Mike. I was actually a little bit glad that Thomas didn't win because, boy, I would have been kicking myself because I was looking at him. I've been saying for a couple of weeks, I'm like, and you probably have too, guy's been getting close. He's putting these rounds together. What he shoots 62 with the players, but he's, it was 62 one day and it was like 78 the next. And I'm like, God, I just don't know if we've talked about it before. So much about this is timing. And I said, I just don't know if the timing is right. And I'm kind of glad it wasn't because I almost landed on him last week and it was almost correct. But then out of nowhere, Victor Hovland, who really hasn't been on the map for at least a couple of years, but great, man, for him to get back in the winner's circle. I'm happy to see it. The game is better when all these guys are firing. When JT and, we're still waiting for Spieth to come around and Hovland and Rory and Morikawa and Scotty, when they're all peaking, it's just fantastic theater. And, that's one of those situations, especially with last week where we had these prices get out of control because of the quote unquote bad weather draw. Well, Hovland was on the wrong side of the weather draw and still won the darn thing. But when the odds shifted, when the tee times came out and they realized he drew the short straw, his odds went to as high as like 80-1. Yeah. And Victor Hovland at 8, like no doubt you got to grab a little piece of that. And I'm upset that I didn't, but
I am too.
Yeah, good for him, man. And hopefully this continues and he's back in the mix and acts like Victor Hovland again going forward.
It's funny you say it because we're always looking at future numbers for the Masters and the other majors. And right after JT shot the 62 at the Players, BetMGM in at least in New York was still hanging him at 28-1 for the Masters. And I thought, man, that's a good number. And it went down this week after how he played. And I did grab it at 28 with a boost up to 45. I have a really good ticket. Yeah, I grabbed the JT.
Wow.
They gave like a golf boost, which is, I guess they give it out for that weekend's tournament. But I usually end up using it on a future for one of the majors. So I have a nice JT ticket now for the Masters. So I'm hoping that this game does form very nicely for him in a few weeks at Augusta. This week,
a couple
Brady,
things and let me just insert here real quick. I've bet on JT to win the Masters once before, and it was kind of a similar setting where he came in really playing well. He is, like I said, he's close. He is that close. Yeah. It always gets me. He can't putt the greens at Augusta. Hopefully, for your sake, he can this year. There's no arguing a 45-1. That's a fantastic number.
I love playing him at majors, and you know what? He's one of those guys, like you kind of saw it in full swing. Like he wants to be in that room, he wants to be in that dinner. Like I think he's like, he's jealous that and I'm sure. Listen, I'm sure they all are. They all want to be in that room. They all want to be in the
It's the most exclusive dinner in the world.
But amazing. I mean, like you can see it. Him and Rory, it like seeds off of both of them that they're not in that room having dinner. And they want it so bad. Now, this week's weird. We talked last week about how crazy that AM/PM stuff was. How about having two guys, 6.5-1 or less, with Scotty and Rory, and then basically everyone else 30-1 or longer? Such a big gap, Brady, in that. That's weird to see that in a tournament on a weekly one like this.
It really is. I don't know if I've ever seen this, and we probably haven't. And I was going to say since Tiger, but Tiger would be 2-1 or 3-1 or even money or something like that. But there wasn't another guy necessarily. There wasn't a Mickelson or whatever that might have been, 4-1. So I don't know if we, had the gap like this, but this is really wild. I mean, the shortest guy I went with this week is 50-1. And I didn't go with Scotty or Rory. We know Rory's in great form. He's won twice already, just won a couple weeks ago at the Players, but he's never played this course before. And you also have to believe it's going to take a couple of good rounds and seeing himself at the top of the leaderboard before he decides he's going to go try and win this thing. I think initially he wants to just kind of stay fresh, make sure the swing is there. And even if he misses the cut, I think he's fine. He's going to roll into, Augusta, maybe play a couple of extra practice rounds. And then Scotty, it's not like he's in a slump. He's finishing top 20 instead of top 5 and winning. But I don't know if the timing is right for him.
He's not, like you say, he's not in a slump, but he's also not the superhuman we saw the last 2 years.
Right.
Like, he hasn't had that extra gear where he's just running away and hiding from everybody. So, look, Brady, if either of them are close on Saturday night, they're going to try to win it. But
yes,
I don't know how invested they are on Thursday with winning this golf tournament. Brady Cannon will get all his picks for the Houston Open next. Carver Lisi on the grid.
It's dead simple. Listen to SportsGrid is smart. Don't listen to SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. It should be obvious. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. Football full circle.
I actually think the Jets this season have a better shot to be a playoff contender than they have over the past couple of seasons.
I couldn't disagree more. I know you love Justin Fields. He sucks. They'll be booing him during warm-ups when he's throwing footballs at the Meadowlands in 35-mile-an-hour winds. He can't throw indoors. He can't throw anywhere.
It's football full circle with Ben Stevens and Joe Lisi. Weekdays noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on the SportsGrid Radio Network. The SportsGrid Radio Network presents This Date in Sports History.
1979, at the 41st NCAA Men's Basketball Championship, Michigan State beats Indiana State 75-64. This marks the start of the rivalry between Hall of Famers Magic Johnson and Larry Bird.
Perhaps we've never seen a final game with two greater individual players than Larry Bird, the Player of the Year from Indiana State, and the Magic Man from East Lansing, Irvin Johnson.
For SportsGrid Radio, I'm Mike DeMurgis.
The Technology Minute with George Capalbo.
New Roar University research finds unremarkably when you burn your hand on the stove, it really hurts. However, if your hand is hidden so you can't see it while it's getting burned, while you're staring at a lifelike rubber hand, it doesn't hurt much. Huh? Kids, don't try this at home, but this confusing rubber hand illusion has uncovered a complicated relationship between the human mind and pain. Maybe leading to effective new therapies for chronic discomfort. However, no information yet on the effects on the nervous system from wearing a rubber nose. Follow me at G. Capalbo on X, and stay tuned to The Technology Minute for more cool stuff like this.
Don't be that guy. You know the kind. They're superstitious, carry good luck charms, and have extravagant rituals to win. There's an easier way.
Listen to us.
It means carrying 4-leaf clovers everywhere. Get the winning edge. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
And we're back. Carver Lisi, SportsGrid Radio, Sirius XM 159. Here with you. Brady Cannon is with us as we get ready for the Houston Open. We're going to get Brady's picks right now. Now, Brady, last week we talked about weather and AM, PM, and all that. I was saying before you came on, there's a legit, they're going to have a problem there, I think, from, the middle of the day tomorrow until maybe even, the middle of the day Friday. They got some heavy rain and storms going through Houston, so I think we will get our weather problems this week as opposed to last week.
Right. And I think it's going to be throughout the day. I don't think there's going to necessarily be a draw bias. And I think there's a really good chance, Mike, will have a delay. And that kind of throws everything off too. So I don't know if an eventual disadvantage to one side or the other of the draw is going to develop. I certainly hope not. And it really didn't last week. I mean, a guy that was on the quote unquote bad side won the whole darn thing. So I hate to see that disadvantage for half the field. And I don't think it's going to develop this week, but you're right. I think we're absolutely in store for some rain.
It just hurts you, Brady, if you're a live bettor, and we'll get Brady back because once again, I think that probably Coach got Brady for the second week in a row. So we will just we'll get Brady back in here in a moment, and he is right. I don't think it's going to be that much of a difference whether you're in the morning or the afternoon, because there's a good chance like a lot of people don't play tomorrow. I think that most guys might be playing their first round on Friday with the way that things are going to be going. So that's kind of how things are going to work. And we'll get Brady back in a moment, and we'll get all of his picks for the Houston Open here. And one thing I do have with Brady this week is I have a lot of my first round leader guys the same with Brady. So we'll see what he's got, because like he said, he's starting in the 50s. For him. And then I've got a bunch of first-round guys that probably won't tee off until Friday at this rate for it. So we'll see how it goes with them. Lakers were down a couple, and now they're up 10 in like the blink of an eye. The Lakers did. They went from down 5 to start this corner to now up 10. Brady's back with us. So, Brady, I was just saying, I'm with you. I think Coach might have got you 2 weeks in a row. You know, it's Coach don't pay attention. You know, you tell him to wait till 31. He tries logging in early anyway. Lay it down for me, Brady. Like I said, I got a bunch of your guys in some placements and first-round leaders. Who are you going with?
Okay, like I say, I started at 50.
All right, well, there you go. We got all kinds of problems with Brady. Oh, boy. So here's who Brady's got, since I'm probably going to have to now lay it down for him with all the technical difficulties that we are having. Mav McNeely at 50-1 for Brady, which I actually like. Brady, go ahead. I've sent the missive that if you do it again, he can't come on, and that you have to stay then. Go ahead. Go ahead, Brady.
McNeely and Dietrich have both played very well here in the past. Dietrich runner-up last year, got them at 50. Alex Smalley at 60, playing the best golf of his career, doing really, really well. Played well down the stretch at the Players, multiple top 25 finishes this season already. Keith Mitchell, you know, he can drive the ball like anybody in the world, and that's what it's going to take at this golf course this week. Got him at 66. I've seen higher. Harris English, I know you're on him for a placement market. We had him earlier at Torrey Pines. That tells me he can handle a big, long golf course like this. I took him at 80. Nick Taylor at 90. Now, he's not a long hitter. We've seen really the Bombers dominate this course, but Taylor, not long, deadly accurate, and a great ball striker, and I think that'll be just fine here for him this week. I think he can do well. And then triple digits, 100-1 with Nikolai Højgaard, who is a great long iron player, been really good on approach this season, and one of the best players in the field on approach shots of 200 yards or better, and you're going to have a lot of those this week.
I'm definitely, Brady, at the minimum, going to be going with you on McNeely. Like, you've been chasing him down, and I think it's coming for him again. You know, he won in the fall, but he's played well enough here that I think he's going to win. Maybe not one of the bigger tournaments, signatures, etc., but I think he can win one of these Houston Opens, etc. One of these. I think that it's coming from McNeely at some point.
He was that runner-up at Torrey Pines, missed the cut at Bay Hill and the Players. Yep. I think he's ready to reset again.
Brady, let's cash some winners this week. Next week, we're in San Antonio, and we've got Liv in Miami with Corral. Brady Cannon with us. We're back after this.
Congratulations.
Another day above ground. Might as well make the most of it. Get the winning edge. Sports gaming strategies and information. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
The Technology Minute with George Capalbo.
E-Taste, new virtual reality technology from the University of Ohio that adds the sense of flavor to your VR experience. Better than smell-o-vision. E-Taste, a new dimension in remote virtual immersive food experiences. Basic molecules sense digitally transmitted to chemical injectors remotely replicating the 5 basic tastes of food. Sweet, salty, bitter, and umami, the rich, long-lasting, meaty texture of steak or seafood, or the pungent flavor of aged cheese.
No, Rufin!
Follow me at G Capalbo on X, and stay tuned to The Technology Minute for more cool stuff like this.
Imagine combining the exciting investment opportunity of cryptocurrencies with the power of artificial intelligence to maximize your IRA, 401k, or other investment funds. Listen, if you're looking for ways to accelerate your retirement growth, Block Trust IRA has market-leading strategies and solutions for all levels of investors, from $1,000 to millions. And they partner with Bitcoin Magazine's #1 crypto trading fund in the world to maximize your returns. Plus, their team of IRA specialists is here to help you roll over your IRA or qualified retirement account to the new world of cryptocurrency investments. So make this free call right now to set up your account and learn more.
800-434-5313. 800-434-5313. 800-434-5313. That's 800-434-5313.
Ask any player and they'll tell you any advantage is important.
That's where we come in.
SportsGrid delivers gaming strategies and analysis 7 days a week.
The winning edge.
It's your advantage to more winning
More often.
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
And we're back. Carver Lisi with you, Sports Grid Radio, Sirius XM 159. Great to have you aboard here with us. Of course, as we mentioned, Carver sans Lisi tonight. Joe out on assignment. So we have a lot of things going on, a lot of things to look forward to over the next couple days. We get the golf with Brady. Now, let's focus on the Sweet 16, the NCAA tournament, which will get back going tomorrow night. You've got the East in Newark at the Rock. You've got the West out at the Chase in Cali at San Francisco. And then, of course, Friday night in Atlanta and at Lucas Oil in Indianapolis. So should be good games. And Coach James Young joins us to preview all of it. Now, Coach, look, the game sucked last weekend. Like, it is what it is. Like, it wasn't, you didn't have that normal March Madness, this is crazy, all the finishes and the close games and the upsets and all the stuff that people, signature with this tournament, you did not get over the first 4 days. Yes, you had the Maryland, Colorado State on Sunday. That was a great finish. And, you had McNeese getting a win. But all in all, Coach, it was subpar to what people are used to and what they expect for this. But one thing, Coach, that you can get out of that when you have such a chalky first 4 days of the tournament is you end up with heavyweight, box office, billboard matchups in the Sweet 16. And that's precisely what we're going to get now here, Coach, over the next couple nights.
Yeah, I mean, Mike, if you really look at it, let's put it this way. If we continue to chalk and we get all the higher seeds to go through, top 8 on KenPom would all make the Elite 8. That's wild. And I think, listen, the transfer portal and the NIL has stripped the glory out of some of these teams, right? We're not going to get, remember, I don't think we got anything 13 on in an upset this year, right? It was very chalky. And if you look,
you had the 12s with McNeese and Colorado State. That was it.
Right. And if you look at it, like Nico Medvedev, great job, obviously going to Minnesota. Obviously this is a 2-year run. We'll wait. We'll see how many of those guys go to NC State. And even the 11th seed, like in Drake, like this coach took his kids with him. And they're going to, and obviously Sturts, the point guard, is probably going to follow McCollum to Iowa. So this is where we're at now, Mike, where you're just not going to get a lot of these upsets as much as often, because what happens is even if you're good for a year, Mike, you're getting stripped of your kids. Like it's happening. I'm right here in Monmouth County. One of my good friends is obviously King Rice, the head men's coach of Monmouth. He's got a kid, Bashir, that made 117 threes. He was saying out in public from December, please don't call him. Please wait till the season ends. Please. Bashir's going to go get $500,000, right? So this is what we have. We have the minor leagues now, which sucks for the beginning of the tournament, but then I think it starts to pick up tomorrow night.
And it is going to pick up, Coach. Business will pick up with these matchups. There's no question about it. Now, look, I also, just one more big picture thing here. I don't think that this is so easy like some people do, that it's going to be all the 1s and 2s, or it's going to be all the 1s in San Antonio next week. It's not. I know it happened once. Was it 2007? That's the only time that you had all 4 1s make it to the end, which was also in San Antonio, by the way, which is kind of strange. But still, I don't see it, Coach, because when you see there's going to be someone this week that nobody expected. There's somebody in those bottom 5 or 6 of this 16 that's going to win a couple games this weekend. I think it could be Ole Miss. Maybe it's Kentucky. Maybe it's, who knows who it is. But someone, Coach, is going to bust that bubble. Despite how chalky the tournament's been, someone's going to come out of it and say, hey, look, we're here, even though nobody thought we'd be here a week ago.
Yeah, I mean, listen, let's put it this way. If we're lining up...
It won't be against you.
It won't be the East. I mean, I think they're going to make it out of the Midwest. I mean, and that's Houston. But what a terrible job by the NCAA, giving them the 1 seed, putting them in the Midwest, and then putting Purdue at the 4. And listen, I'm not saying they did it on purpose, but you put Purdue an hour from campus. You're playing at Lucas Oil Stadium. Like, you need to fill seats. Well, how do you fill seats? You put a team that's pretty close to there, which kind of lines itself up. But when you really slice or dice it, you mentioned Ole Miss. And I think people forget how good of a coach Chris Beard is. Take away his transgressions off the court. You know it, I know it. The guy's one of the top 10 coaches in college basketball. What he's done at Ole Miss is tremendous. And I look at that bracket. I am still not convinced about Auburn. I do think if the guards of Maryland could be under control, I think they're better inside with Queen and Reese than Condon and the rest of the bigs of Florida. It's about, can the guards match up, and can Kevin Willard not blow games? By the way, shout out to Kevin Willard. This guy is going to get probably $5 million a year. He's got an offer for $5 million a year on the table at Maryland. He can go to Villanova right now and get the same amount of money, right? But this guy literally almost lost his team the game because he double-teamed up 2 and gave up a wide-open 3, which is the cardinal sin end of game. But Ole Miss, I think they beat Michigan State. I think they're playing. I don't like the way Michigan State's playing, like in spots. And I think Auburn, I'm sorry, it's all about Florida with Maryland, but I think Auburn could be in trouble because I think the bigs of Golden and Wolf can neutralize Chennai Brew. So I think Auburn is the 1-1 seed. If you tell me, give me 1-1 seed, it's not going to make it, I don't think it's Auburn.
I think it's the one region, Coach, where you can make a case for all 4 teams getting to the Final Four. It's the only region where all 4 can make it. I can't really do that in every region because, I don't think Purdue can get out of that region. I don't think that Maryland can get out of their region. I don't think that anyone can get past Duke in the other region. So I really, truly believe that Atlanta South region, you could tell me any of the 4 are playing in San Antonio, and I would believe you. Off of how things go, and especially Chris Beard. Coach, that dude's an animal, man. He is. Like he's a hell of a coach. Like you said, we understand other things outside why he lost the job at Texas, etc. but he can coach.
But Mike, that could well, speaking of Texas, like, think about, like, he gets let go, right? Rodney Terry takes over and leads the team to the Elite Eight with Chris Beard's kids. And he's fired within 2 years. Like, that just tells you how good. What that tells you, Mike, is that Rodney Terry didn't change a damn thing that Chris Beard was doing. He probably kept all the offense, kept all the defense, and just ran the ship. And as soon as the season ended, he went on his own way, and he got fired within 2 years.
Unbelievable. And now Miller goes back. Man, Miller goes twice now, left Xavier in the dust. See you later, guys. I'm out of here.
Mike, here's the thing that's crazy. Don't blame him. But how can this guy who was behind all this junk in Arizona get 2 jobs? But my guy Buck Richardson, who's the assistant, can't get a job still. Listen, you know this how it is, Mike. When you're the head coach, you know everything that goes on in your program because everything's got to go through you.
It's amazing. A lot of coach moving. Patino versus Patino now in the Big East. Your boy Fran got the job at Penn.
Our guy Fran.
He'll be there. So lots of movement. The North Texas guy is going to go to West Virginia, right? He's going to get that after the NIT. Carver Lisi, SportsGrid Radio. We'll come back. Coach will give us the picks for the Sweet 16 in the next few minutes.
The way we see it, you have a choice. Depend on luck
And be occasionally humiliated.
or use strategy and win.
We suggest strategy.
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
The Technology Minute with George Capalbo.
The University of Copenhagen's new AI machine learning model can understand the emotional state of animals just by listening to them.
You don't say.
With 89.4% accuracy, it acoustically distinguishes positive and negative emotions from 7 different species, including cows,
It's a beautiful day.
pigs,
Stop stealing my slop.
and even wild boars.
Have you ever had one of those days?
This breakthrough universal animal emotion translator, a game changer for barnyard quality of life.
You're standing on my foot.
Follow me at G Capalbo on X and stay tuned to the Technology Minute for more cool stuff like this.
The early line.
It's that 8 seed in the Gonzaga Bulldogs and a plus 850 number. The 8 seed has the 3rd best place to reach the Final Four. It's because the metrics look a lot kinder to the Zags than that of the committee's placement on that seed line. Gonzaga 9th in the net, 8th in KenPom, 3rd best number to reach the Final Four out of the Midwest.
It's the early line with Ben Stevens and Donnie Rightside. Weekdays, 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific on the SportsGrid Radio Network. The new SportsGrid app is now available on iOS and the App Store. Experience the ultimate sports betting companion that provides personalized content from your favorite hosts. In-depth matchup previews, game and prop picks, live odds, stats, scores, and more. All in one place. And of course, on the SportsGrid app, you can tune into our live television and radio coverage anytime. On the go, wherever you are. Download the SportsGrid app on the iOS App Store now. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. It's constant.
Every day.
Sports are played. It doesn't stop.
And neither do we.
We give you the expert perspectives you need, strategies, and vital information that brings real rewards. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
And we're back. Carver and Lisi, SportsGrid Radio, Sirius XM 159. Here with you on the grid. Coach Young is with us as we get ready for the Sweet 16 starting tomorrow night, and Coach will be part of the action here on SportsGrid Bracket Central. I believe, watch this, I'm going to try this and see it. Coach is Thursday night, 7 o'clock East, and for the duration, right, Coach? You're in the duration of both games. So you'll have the East games and the West games, 4 games for Coach. I believe he's with Ben That's your Thursday night bracket central, and then you get our boy Joe with KW on Friday night, as they will have you for the same thing. So no Carver and Lisi next 2 nights. You get bracket central for you, and you get coach. Yes.
And really quick, the reason being we switch around the schedule just so people know the games are in Newark, so we can't do the show out of Jersey because we can't gamble.
Bet on the games.
So that's why Ben and I are going to be out in New York City on Thursday, and we'll have you till 1 in the morning. That's going to be a rough night.
I'm glad we can all bet on this stuff now, Coach. But honestly, like, there's still some rules that we got to fix. Like, you can't. Who cares if the game's in
really quick,
Jersey?
Jersey's the only state in the country that it doesn't matter who it is. If it's in the state of New Jersey, you can't play. Usually Jersey's like, most states are like, if it's Rutgers or Seton Hall.
Well, right. Like in New York, you can't play St. John's and Syracuse and all that. And in Jersey, you can't play Seton Hall and Monmouth and all. But if the game is physically taking place in the state, you can't bet on it there, which is just a nonsense rule. One of the many that still has to be flushed away. All right, Coach, let's go. Thursday night. We'll do the East first since it's in Newark. You've got Alabama -5.5 against BYU with a monstrous total, 175.5. And then in the night game, Duke laying 9.5 against Arizona. Listen, normally I would say 153.5 is a monstrous total, but when you compare it to 175.5, it really it isn't that monstrous. A lot of points.
Well, let's start with the first game. People are going to think I'm crazy, Mike. I'm taking the over. I mean, if you look at the pace, and if you look at the games in which they play against high octane offenses, right? For BYU, 91-89, the win over Wisconsin. You look at 88-85 versus Iowa State, who's pretty decent defensively. Arizona State doesn't play a lick of defense, 91-81. Arizona, 96-95. I'll throw away the Kansas game, 91-57, because Kansas didn't show up. Then you go to Alabama, and you take away, like, the Tennessees, right? The teams that can get up and down and run. Mike, I think it's going over. I mean, think about it. They've scored 80, 90, 93, 94 in a loss. Throw away Tennessee, 111, 96, 98, 85, 103 in their last 10 games. That game's going to go up and down all day.
When they make it that high, Coach, they can't make it high enough, to be quite honest. They can't make it high enough. So I'm with you. I think it's over. I think the problem for BYU is that, Alabama loves playing this way. And when you talk about the game, like, that's where a game that's just going to be a free-for-all with no defense, like, that's right up Alabama's alley. And I think what hurts BYU the most here, Coach, is this Alabama team, and a lot of the guys who are still on it, they've now been here the last couple of years. These lights are not going to be too bright for the Crimson Tide, for Sears, for Nelson, all these guys. The lights aren't going to be too bright, whereas BYU hasn't been in this spot before, and they're going to try to play run and gun with Alabama. I don't think it's going to go well for them, but it'll still go over.
No, I think it goes over. You're right. And I think if you look at the ability, if he's healthy, he was a little banged up last game. Clifford Morey is a little bit of a difference maker. The transfer from Rutgers, because he's a big, like a protect. He's a lob threat. You saw them play. I forget who it was. Not St. Mary's. First game, he got like 5 lob dunks right away against my guy, against Robert Morris, because you have to worry about the guards. So I do think the game goes up and up, but you're right. The difference in the game is I just think Alabama is more willing to play like that. Think about this. Alabama's defense, 17th in average possession length on defense. BYU's 302nd. Alabama's want to go up and down. BYU wants to score, but slow you down. They won't be able to do so.
Can't do it. Do you give Arizona any shot with 9.5 against Duke?
Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no.
No shot?
No
shot.
No shot. Now that Cooper, I think, looks good, and let's be honest, this guy continues to deliver. He comes off of this injury, we're like, guy's going to be rusty. Absolutely not. I know he got 14 points, but he barely played. He does everything for them, and I think the big thing is John Shire announced today that Brown, who's the other defensive stop, who's done a really good job, is most likely is going to play. Game time decision, I think he plays. That's another defender for them, and I think they're going to put Caleb Love in absolute jail tomorrow night.
Well, that would certainly be the way to do it because Love's played really well recently, and he's played well, obviously, against Duke in his career. So that's the guy that you want to be able to slow down. West, in San Francisco, Florida -6.5 against Maryland, 156.5, and Arkansas, the only double-digit seed that we have here, still alive, getting 5.5 against Texas Tech with a 148.5.
Well, I said it last segment. It's going to come down to the guard play, right? Can the guards of Maryland keep this close? Because you look on the bigs, and I think, to me, Maryland has the advantage. It's on the other side where I think Florida has the advantage. By the way, I don't know if you saw this. Walter Clayton basically said that he almost went with Pitino to St. John's. Like, oh, my God. Like, if they would have had him, R.J. Lewis, and Kadari, well, they still can't make a jump shot anyway, so it doesn't matter.
It would have been nice if they would have had someone who maybe could score if they had him.
Maybe. But I do like Florida minus a point. And I want people to understand this. Can we stop with, no Cinderella story here with Calipari. They were supposed to be here. But McCaslin's a better coach, and Texas Tech can beat you either way, Carver, offensively or defensively. We'll see if the stud who's going to be game time decision plays. I like them minus the points.
I like that over too, Coach. I actually think it's going to be a faster pace, and I think Texas Tech's going to win. And I think that Maryland is going to get absolutely smashed in that game. I think that's the one game that could be Smash City over the next 2 nights. All right, Coach is going to finish out the hour with us and tell us what he likes on Friday night. Coach James Young with us, Carver and Lisi, SportsGrid Radio. Back here.
It's a harsh world out there.
Get the SportsGrid mobile app and take all that sweet, sweet winning edge with you.
Download today.
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Imagine combining the exciting investment opportunity of cryptocurrencies with the power of artificial intelligence to maximize your IRA, 401k, or other investment funds. Listen, if you're looking for ways to accelerate your retirement growth, Block Trust IRA has market-leading strategies and solutions for all levels of investors, from $1,000 to millions. And they partner with Bitcoin Magazine's #1 crypto trading fund in the world to maximize your returns. Plus, their team of IRA specialists is here to help you roll over your IRA or qualified retirement account to the new world of cryptocurrency investments. So make this free call right now to set up your account and learn more.
800-434-5313. 800-434-5313. 800-434-5313. That's 800-434-5313.
Carver and Lisi.
By the way, great intro song, Matthias. I like that. That's going to be the new intro on Wednesdays with Carver and sometimes Lisi. Hey, look at this. I'm in the credits tonight. I made it to the big time. Look at this.
We had a discussion about this last night.
I was watching. I got a lot of things going on, Joe. A lot of things going on.
I don't understand what you're upset about. You're not on the show that night.
It's Carver and Lisi with Mike Carver and Joe Lisi. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. On the SportsGrid Radio Network. The new SportsGrid app is now available on iOS and the App Store. Experience the ultimate sports betting companion that provides personalized content from your favorite hosts. In-depth matchup previews, game and prop picks, live odds, stats, scores, and more. All in one place. And of course, on the SportsGrid app, you can tune into our live television and radio coverage anytime. On the go, wherever you are. Download the SportsGrid app on the iOS App Store now. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Get sports gaming strategies and information 24 hours a day,
7 days a week.
Everything you need to get the winning edge.
Right here.
All the time.
No wonder the wife says you never listen to her.
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
And we're back. Carver and Lisi, SportsGrid Radio, Sirius XM 159. Here with you on the grid. Coach James Young is with us, Sweet 16. All right, Coach, Friday night, Atlanta, you will have Ole Miss and Michigan State, -3.5 for Sparty, 142.5. Michigan getting 9.5 from Auburn, 153.5 the total.
Yeah, listen, I told you that this is where I think things get interesting. I like the way Ole Miss is playing. I think this is one of these guys, Chris Beard, that I think won't be scared of going against a guy like Tom Izzo. So I'm going to take the points. I'm going to take the 3.5 Carver High, and I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on the money line. And I think Michigan's going to keep this game close. If Golden and Wolf can stay out of foul trouble, they pose size problems for Janai Broom. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Michigan plus the points, Ole Miss plus a point, sprinkle on the money line.
There you go. How about that? Yeah, I think Ole Miss. I picked Michigan State to get to the Final Four, so it's like I have it, but I got a feeling that Ole Miss has a little something cooking right now, Coach. I really do, and I think the 9.5 is way too much for Auburn. But as they show, that could be like the Creighton game where it's close for a while and then they just lean on them in that second half, and things get sticky for them. And then, of course, we have Indianapolis at Lucas Oil. And I do agree with you. You mentioned it before. It's nonsense that Houston has to play. Really, 3 teams. I know Purdue more egregious because of how close they are. But even Kentucky and Tennessee are a hell of a lot closer to Lucas Oil than Houston is. It doesn't make sense sometimes, this stuff. Now, Kentucky beat Tennessee twice during the regular season in the SEC. They're catching 4.5 with a 144.5, and Houston's laying 7.5 against Purdue with a 132.5 total.
All right, Carver High, you know how I roll. I do this all the time when I come on with you and Pharrell. If a team wins 2 games in a row in the regular season and they play again in the playoffs, I take the other side. Which is crazy because Kentucky's getting points, but they won both matchups. I'm going with Tennessee minus a 4.5. I don't think Rick Barnes makes it all the way to the Final Four, but I think Rick Barnes gets to the Elite 8. That guard backcourt of Lanier and Ziegler will do enough against Kentucky. Give me Tennessee minus a 4.5. And I'm going to do something that's going to throw maybe the big curveball of the night here. I'm going to take Houston, but I'm going to take their total points over 70.5. I think that they could score. Purdue defensively is awful. Awful. I like them to go over 70.5 because I think they have the guard play. And then I'm going to throw in a little nugget here. I'm going to take Jawan Roberts over 11.5 points. If you've watched Purdue the last couple of games, Kaufman-Wren can find himself in foul trouble. Jawan Roberts, last game, right, Mike? 18-8. He's kind of like the junkyard dog of that team. He doesn't get a lot of credit. I think this will be one of his moments. Jawan Roberts over 11.5 points. I think he gets maybe to 15. I like Houston to go over 70.5 points. And then I'm gonna lay the minus 4.5 for the Vols versus Kentucky.
You're gonna lay it, huh? I cannot trust this guy Barnes, Coach. I'm never gonna do it.
No,
40 years coaching, and this guy's never made a Final Four. 40 years, Coach. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I think Kentucky's gonna beat Tennessee on Friday night. Straight up, I'm going with Kentucky.
Hey, Mike, it's possible because you're right. Like, this guy chokes more than anybody. I mean, he chokes. He hasn't been to a Final Four. At least everybody's been to one. At least one. Few, obviously, Kelvin Sampson. All these guys have been to Final Fours. Not this guy.
Chokes. It's amazing. It really is. Coach, last thing before you go. It sounds like Houston, Duke, and I'd probably buzz you that they're on the same side of the bracket, so they're going to play in the semis. And then who's on the other side for you? Who is it right now on the other side?
Ready? Houston, Duke, Ole Miss, Texas Tech. I don't think Auburn nor Florida get there.
Wow. How about that? Coach James Young, I'm with you. I think that the ones on the other side don't get in either. I'm going to go Texas Tech and Michigan State, but I wouldn't mind if it's Ole Miss either, Coach, if you know what I mean, with a little add-on this week. Coach James Young, catch him tomorrow night with Ben here for Bracket Central as they get through all the Thursday night Sweet 16 games. Hour 2, Carver and Lisi next.
Even if the last thing you played was the radio,
You can still be a sports gaming legend.
just keep that radio tuned to us.
Get the winning edge.
This is the Sports Grid Radio Network.
The Technology Minute with George Capalbo.
University of Mississippi researchers suggest that soon you'll find robotic chefs in the kitchen of your favorite bistro. Not the singularity. Kitchen robots programmed with the wisdom of Michelin star chefs. Gentle, tireless assistants helping humans cook better.
This duck is so raw, an EMT could still save it.
Robots working alongside humans helps chefs focus on important things.
An excellent sauce if you like to inhale sweat socks.
The plan? Robot chefs reduce costs, human chefs paid more, are happier, and cook food that tastes great.
Your flatbed, combustible, not thick enough, but you're getting better.
Follow me at Capalbo on X and stay tuned to The Technology Minute for more cool stuff like this.
The Sports Grid Radio Network presents This Date in Sports History.
1979 at the 41st NCAA Men's Basketball Championship, Michigan State beats Indiana State 75-64. This marks the start of the rivalry between Hall of Famers Magic Johnson and Larry Bird.
Perhaps we've never seen a final game with two greater individual players than Larry Bird, the Player of the Year from Indiana State, and the Magic Man from East Lansing, Irvin Johnson.
For Sports Grid Radio, I'm Mike DeMurgis.
The new Sports Grid app is now available on iOS and the App Store. Experience the ultimate sports betting companion that provides personalized content from your favorite hosts. In-depth matchup previews, game and prop picks, live odds, stats, scores, and more. All in one place. And of course, on the Sports Grid app, you can tune into our live television and radio coverage anytime. On the go, wherever you are. Download the Sports Grid app on the iOS App Store now. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid. You're listening to where real winners go for actionable insights and expert perspectives on daily sporting events.
7 days a week.
It's not a secret or anything.
I mean, we have a promotion budget for Pete's sake.
This is the Sports Grid Radio Network.
Here we go. Hour number 2, Carver and Lisi with you. Sports Grid Radio, Sirius XM, channel 159. With you on a Wednesday night on the grid. Great job by Coach there, getting you all set up for who thinks he's going to take care of business in the Sweet 16 the next couple nights. I'll give you some of the ones that I like here in a minute. But let's get you caught up on what's happened. We'll have Gentleman George Kurtz, next segment as we'll go wall to wall with the start of the baseball season. We'll do some futures with him, look down those boards. I'll give out the over-unders, the win totals, which I did on Coast to Coast today as well. So we'll get those out to the CNL crowd too. And the Taters. Let's not forget, it's home run time tomorrow in Major League Baseball. All right, the Knicks had that 13-point lead at the end of the first quarter. That was a while ago we checked in on that. Well, things have gotten bad for them since. They were down at the half. Now tied at 72 with about 5.5 to go in the third quarter. So the Knicks let go of the rope a little bit here. And now they've got themselves in a dogfight with the Clippers at the Garden. Lakers up 14 on the Pacers, 75-61, very early in the second half there. Plenty of time to go. The Raptors are smashing the Nets. They're up 16 now in the third quarter in Brooklyn at the Barclays, minus 11.5 live for Toronto. The Wizards are about to finish off. Well, maybe there's just over a minute left. They got a 6-point lead. I've seen stranger things happen in the NBA, but 117-111, and you got two bad teams there too, so you take that into account as well. Bucks and Nuggets are about to start. Joker is back tonight. So Joker in the lineup for the Nuggets, pushes it up to 11.5. No Giannis, no Dame time for the Bucks. They won't have Dame time for a while. That totals 227.5. And then Celtics Suns, late night in Phoenix. Now I saw today that the Celtics upgraded Tatum from doubtful to questionable. And I don't know if they have let's see if they've announced yet if he's going to play in this game. They still got about, an hour till they tip? Really should have it in here by now if he's going to be there. Let's check it a few. Yeah, it's still nobody's updated since shoot-around. He was at shoot-around doing a whole bunch of stuff this morning. Let's be fair here. Why do the Celtics need to push that tonight? Why do you need to push that? Like, you're pretty much where you're going to be in the East. Let him get rest. I don't care how bad he wants to play. I wouldn't be playing Jason Tatum tonight. But who knows? Maybe it's just, smoke screen stuff. I mean, who cares? It's the Phoenix Suns. Vancouver just scored against the Islanders. Honestly, Islanders had taken a 2-1 lead while I was talking to Coach, and they just allowed a little deflection goal. Looks like Ferrati. And it's now 2-2 with 6 minutes to go in the second period at the horse track. Devils are up 4-2 on the Blackhawks. That is going into the third period now against Stars Oilers later, Bruins Ducks later. I did not mention as well the final two spots in the NIT will be decided tonight as well. We already know that Chattanooga and North Texas, a good hit for us last night, they are already going to be at the Hinkle in Indiana next week. And Loyola of Chicago, the Ramblers, are just over a minute away from joining them. They're up 72-60 on Kent State. And then the Anteaters are playing UAB tonight. That's after this game. It should be starting any moment. Now, this was 5.5 this morning. It's down to 3.5. So there's been some gas on UAB here as we get closer. I mean, I'm rooting for the Anteaters. I would love to see the Anteaters. I'm upset that I didn't play. There were some books that had markets for teams to win the NIT before they played a game. And I should have had some fun and played the Anteaters, but I did not. Hopefully they can get themselves a win and get to the NIT semis, which would be a really good year for them. Unfortunately, just missed out on the tournament last week when they lost to UC San Diego 2 weeks ago in that Big West final. So that's pretty much everything that's happening from the live aspect now. All right, I was going over the Sweet 16 games with Coach. Let me just tell you where I'm at with these things. And I kind of did with Joe earlier in the week. We'll just kind of reiterate what we've got here. BYU, Alabama, to start things off in Newark. It's 5.5 and 175.5. As I said with Coach, they can't make the number high enough. I think if this game is close, it goes over because both teams probably get in the high 80s and 90s. I think if it's a blowout, the game can go over. Like I could see I could see Alabama winning this game 100-80. I could absolutely see that. I mean, they've won games like that in the SEC this year. So I know it looks a little daunting with 175.5, but I ain't as scared. Up, and away. And I just think that Alabama's going to be a little bit too much. Alabama's they're better than a lot of the things that BYU likes to do. They're better at it. So I think you need to, if you're going to beat Alabama, you got to be a team that plays a little slower. And I don't think BYU plays slow enough to be able to potentially take down Bama. So I do like Bama to win. The other East game, Coach made it seem like no shot. I've talked to a couple of other people who make it seem like it's no shot. Is Duke not going to get one? Going to get pushed at all before San Antonio? Now, I know what you say, well, it'll probably be Alabama this weekend on Saturday. I don't know, because that's the thing. Like, I think Duke's the type of team that is going to make Alabama just give them fits, and that could be all kinds of problems. Caleb Love angle. I want to take Arizona. I think you wait this till late. If you do want to play Arizona, you probably wait and let that get to 10 or 11, because it probably will closer to tip-off. I think it's going to get into double digits off this 9.5, but I want to go after Duke, but it's probably stupid to try to do that. And 153.5 is probably attainable for the both of them also. As far as the West games go, I think that Maryland is going to get absolutely smashed by Florida. I think Florida got their scare on Sunday. I'm not saying Florida's some great team that's gonna get out of this region necessarily, but Maryland has played Grand Canyon and Colorado State. You don't like some of the things that year. I love this kid Queen, but I just think Florida's going to make their life a living hell. And that's, if there's one bigger number that I'd like to lay this week out of these two games, it's probably Florida. And I don't love Florida. I'm picking them to go to the Final Four. I still don't think they're going to. But I think this is a good matchup for them. And they can take care of business against Maryland. And as far as the late game, I'm on Texas Tech. We'll lay the 5.5. Here's the difference. Texas Tech can actually make shots. St. John's can't. That's why Arkansas beat St. John's, because they can't shoot. Texas Tech could shoot. And that's going to be a problem for them, for Arkansas. So I'll lay the 5.5. I really like that over 148.5. I think we can absolutely get there. And as far as Friday goes, I picked Michigan State, but I'm kind of catching a little feel for this Ole Miss team right now. I really am. I think they're the team that can bust up the party in San Antonio and be kind of the outside of the chalk that's going to be there. I think they can beat any of the other three teams that are there in that region with them. They know Auburn from playing them in the SEC. I think that they can beat Michigan State. So I'm actually leaning to Auburn with Ole Miss with the points there. Michigan with the points against Auburn. And I actually think that game can be an under 153.5 for Michigan and Auburn. As far as Indianapolis, I think Houston takes care of Purdue, and I like the under 132.5. And I said to Coach, I think Kentucky's going to beat Tennessee. It's all too much. Barnes this, Barnes that. Can't beat a team 3 times. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. I think Kentucky gets a big win. Probably, it'll end the next game, but I think Kentucky gets a big win. Carver and Lisi, SportsGrid Radio, Sirius XM 159. We are back with you on a Wednesday night with George Kurtz next after this.
Ever heard the saying, if you want a friend, get a dog? Think of us as a trusted companion that fetches odds, gaming info,
and more.
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. The new SportsGrid app is now available on iOS and the App Store. Experience the ultimate sports betting companion that provides personalized content from your favorite hosts. In-depth matchup previews, game and prop picks, live odds, stats, scores, and more. All in one place. And of course, on the SportsGrid app, you can tune into our live television and radio coverage anytime. On the go, wherever you are. Download the SportsGrid app on the iOS App Store now. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Sports Rage tonight.
I've said it before, March Madness, like the actual NCAA tournament, it's for amateurs. It's like New Year's Eve. Every jackass, Johnny and Sally, go out on New Year's Eve, right? And, we're partiers. We go out on New Year's Eve. We go out on Halloween. Now, the real drunks are going out on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. You know what I'm saying?
It's Sports Rage tonight with Gabe Morency. Weekdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific on the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Imagine combining the exciting investment opportunity of cryptocurrencies with the power of artificial intelligence to maximize your IRA, 401k, or other investment funds. Listen, if you're looking for ways to accelerate your retirement growth, Block Trust IRA has market-leading strategies and solutions for all levels of investors, from $1,000 to millions. And they partner with Bitcoin Magazine's #1 crypto trading fund in the world to maximize your returns. Plus, their team of IRA specialists is here to help you roll over your IRA or qualified retirement account to the new world of cryptocurrency investments. So make this free call right now to set up your account and learn more.
800-434-5313. 800-434-5313. 800-434-5313. That's 800-434-5313.
You're listening to SportsGrid.
Raising the bar on your sports gaming by giving you rock-solid strategies, news, and information.
We are your unfair advantage. Isn't it time you made more trips to the bank between paydays?
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Yeah! And we're back. Carver and Lisi, SportsGrid Radio, Sirius XM 159. Good to have you with us on a Wednesday night. Carver Sands, Lisi. Joe out on assignment, of course, he'll be part of the Bracket Central. Friday night he'll be on. I know tomorrow night's Coach and Ben. And then you get Joe and KW on Friday night, and then Joe's doing, I think he said a late night on Saturday too. I think he said he's doing the late game on Saturday for the Elite Eight. So God bless and good luck to Coach. You'll see Joe. You'll see him plenty here over the next couple days. All right, we have as well. We're gonna get George in here in a moment. So George Kurtz, and we'll do a lot of MLB with him. And look, I'm excited. I am. Usually the start of the baseball season, there's a lot of other things going on. You gotta be kidding me here. Did they really just let up a goal with 22 seconds left in the second period? That really just happened? I think George cursed it. George came on, and then as soon as I saw George clip in, all of a sudden Vancouver scored in the final minute. What an awful finish to the second. You know, they take a 2-1 lead. They got all the momentum. And then they just let in a couple goals, and now they're going to be down 3-2 going into the third. But you got to stop that one. It's hard to get on Sorokin. He's played so well. But that one's tough right there. Really tough. Now, I think we have George with us. Hi, George. How are you?
Mike, we should be happy about this. They keep blowing third period leads, so maybe now they'll come back in a third period and win a game in regulation here, or overtime. I don't even care. It's Vancouver. We don't care if we give them a point here. So let's look at the bright side here. Maybe this is a good thing.
I'm not going to lie, George. How bad is the NHL Eastern Conference this year that if the Islanders actually won this game tonight, they'd be in a playoff spot? How bad is the rest of the East? Because the Islanders shouldn't be anywhere near a playoff spot. They shouldn't be anywhere near one.
No. Well, the Rangers have underperformed, right? I don't know what's going on with them. They can't score goals. They're getting outshot 3-1 a lot of these games here. But they have a team you really look at. Because the other teams that aren't in, I mean, did anybody really think Pittsburgh was going to be all that good this year? You know, no. Columbus had a magical year, but come on. You know, Philadelphia, not much was expected out of. Okay, maybe Detroit we thought would be a little better, but not running away with things. Really the team you're looking at is the New York Rangers. What happened to this team over the second half of the season?
It's just amazing. It really is. So 3-2 going into the locker room, and they'll have to get some work done here in the third period. Like George said, they're so bad at blowing leads. Maybe they can come back for once. Devils up 4-2 as they go to the third, and then you have Dallas and Edmonton later and Boston and Anaheim later. I'm sure George has something. He plays the hockey every night. Even though he's excited for opening day tomorrow, I'm sure that he has the hockey going tonight.
Of course, Edmonton, without their two best players, I mean, I can't see how you're betting on Edmonton. All right, either you're betting Dallas or you're leaving the game alone here. Boston, Anaheim, I guess is a little bit more intriguing. I'm going to go with the Ducks for what it's worth here. Once again, it's a small play, nothing dramatic here. This whole night actually has been kind of a small night, other than the Devils was my biggest bet tonight, and they're coming through for me. The Islanders, that's funny. I was waiting for them to be down in the third period, or I'm sorry, up in the third period. And I was going to bet against them. I just might as well follow the path. Now I don't know what to do. You know, I'm completely lost now.
I wouldn't take a shot with them, George. I have no faith in them ever. I've been as pessimistic as ever with this team this year. Like I said, I'm stunned that there's even an opportunity for them to make the playoffs with how they've played and how many points they've thrown away this year. I mean, just absolutely thrown away. I mean, you can. This is how bad it is, George. You think half the points they've thrown away, they'd be third in the division right now. They wouldn't be in a wild card. They'd be third in the division if they didn't throw away so many points. But there you go, George. Let's put that to the side for now because baseball starts tomorrow. We and you love it. I love every day now with the homers. I love all this other. It's just I love that it's back. I know they played last week in Tokyo. Nobody cares about that. Tomorrow is opening day. We could bellyache about the schedule because, you know, we like to do that as well. I don't know why you couldn't have a couple games at 1 o'clock East in the afternoon. I'm not sure, but I guess this is probably another Manfred genius idea to have one game at 3 and then, 12 games at 4 o'clock, however he wants to do it. So, but it's still, there's something special about it, George, more so than really any of the other sports, hockey, whatever, basketball, whatever, even the NFL. Like, yes, you're excited for that Thursday night game, the opening game, but there's something about baseball opening day, George, that maybe it's just for us, for how old we are. It still grabs you, and it's like, wow, baseball's here.
I know for me personally, without sounding too sappy, it's the only thing my father and I got along about. All right, the only thing we actually agreed on was the Yankees and baseball and opening day. Now, especially my father was a minor league ball player back in the 50s, so we loved baseball together. We loved the Yankees. Literally, the only thing we agreed upon. My father passed 30 years ago, so it's special to me. Back when it opened up on a Monday and a Tuesday, maybe I had a more normal job. I took the week off. I wanted opening week off because I wanted to watch all the day games here, get back into it. And also, you and I live here in the Northeast. It also means the weather's getting warmer. The boys of summer have returned, right?
Huge.
So we get to look forward to that as well.
It is big. And look, they're actually, I think, going to get kind of lucky tomorrow. Now, they've got it in a lot of warm weather and dome places, but they're going to get a great day in New York. I think they're going to be all right, it looks like, in D.C. as well.
I ain't going.
Well, it's, for considering you're starting on March the 27th, to have around 50-55 with the sun out, I mean, you can't expect much more than that if you're going to have opening day in New York on March the 27th. It could have easily been.
I think it's raining for the next 5 games they're going to have. It's raining Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Boy, Diamondbacks are going to be just thrilled to come in here. Hey, same with the Milwaukee Brewers, right? They play indoors as well.
Yeah, look, it is what it is, but I'm excited for it. And when we come back, George, let's do a couple of big picture stuff, some futures. Me and Scotty were looking at them today. I'll tell you what over-unders I like. Let's see if I can get you in with the couple that I've played so far, and then maybe some awards as well. George Kurtz is with us, Carver and Lisi, SportsGrid Radio, Sirius XM 159, and we'll come back. More to do right after.
SportsGrid is your source for sports gaming strategies and information 24/7.
We're always here, waiting on you to decide to win.
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. Money Line.
I got Arkansas beating Kansas. Not because I want to see the second round battle. I just think I'm trusting the SEC more than other conferences. And if I have a coin flip game, which I believe I do, I'm going to trust the SEC. But come on now. Arkansas St. John's, man, battle the suits out there, anger. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful.
Catch Moneyline with Donnie Rightside and Kevin Walsh. Weekdays, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific. On the SportsGrid Radio Network. The SportsGrid Radio Network presents This Date in Sports History.
1979 at the 41st NCAA Men's Basketball Championship, Michigan State beats Indiana State 75-64. This marks the start of the rivalry between Hall of Famers Magic Johnson and Larry Bird.
Perhaps we've never seen a final game with 2 greater individual players than Larry Bird, the Player of the Year from Indiana State, and the Magic Man from East Lansing, Irvin Johnson.
For SportsGrid Radio, I'm Mike DeMurgis.
The Technology Minute with George Capalbo.
E-Taste, new virtual reality technology from the University of Ohio that adds the sense of flavor to your VR experience. Better than smell-o-vision. E-Taste, a new dimension in remote virtual immersive food experiences. Basic molecules sensed digitally transmitted to chemical injectors remotely replicating the 5 basic tastes of food. Sweet, salty, bitter, and umami, the rich, long-lasting, meaty texture of steak or seafood, or the pungent flavor of aged cheese.
No, Rofen!
Follow me at Capalbo on X, and stay tuned to The Technology Minute for more cool stuff like this.
When you're a SportsGrid listener,
You have an advantage. We bring you sports gaming strategies and information 24/7. We call it the winning edge. Everybody else calls it Stop messing around.
Get the winning edge.
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
And we're back. Carver Lisi with you, SportsGrid Radio, Sirius XM. Channel 159 here. We do have a signing here, George, late, and me and Joe love this guy. We've played him quite a bit. He was released by the Angels yesterday. Already a new home for all-time Carver and Lisi favorite. Mickey, forget the cognac. Get me the Moniac, who is now signed with the Colorado Rockies, which is even better because that means we got a chance. Definitely have a chance for taters for Moniac out there at Coors Field. So there you go. We got some late-night deals here, George, getting involved for the season. All right. So we start tomorrow. It's, to have a team, George, that's plus 240 to win the World Series with 160 games and playoffs to go. That's just silly to me. I mean, I don't know how you could. I mean, you're probably still going to get about the same thing, like at the end of September. I don't know. It's just 240 is just so. It's like when we played a golf and I got a guy like Scheffler who's 3-1 before they even swing a club. Like, I just can't do it, George. I'm sorry. Is it that easy? Is it that unstoppable? The Dodgers are winning this year?
Listen, the Dodgers are a great team. All right, no doubt about that. And if they play in the American League, yeah, I would say they're going to get there because I don't think there's any great team in the American League. But the National League has some good teams here. All right, the Philadelphia Phillies are a good team. The Atlanta Braves, and I'll be the first person to tell you, if Strider comes back and is Strider, especially by October, Ronald Acuna is Acuna once again by October. Don't really care what they do in the summer. How are they ready to play in the fall? But if those two teams are who we think they can be, they're threats. All right. Once again, just got to be hot for a 7-game series or maybe a 5-game series, depending on how it works out. Right. And you can beat the Dodgers. No doubt they'll be the better team and they'll be the favorite every game and every series they play. But do I think they can be beaten in a playoff series? I do. So I agree with you. That being said, listen, I took the 103.5 of wins for the Dodgers. I took, 109.5 and 110.5 too as a goof, see if that can happen. They might set the record. Great. It doesn't mean they're going to win the World Series. They do set it here. Seattle didn't.
So would you rather, if you wanted to go after them with some of these early season pokes, would you rather take one of the other NL teams, whether it's, the Braves 850, Phillies 10-1, I wouldn't take the Mets, they're 11-1, etc. Or is it one of the mediocre AL teams with some juicier numbers that maybe you're going to get in the playoffs and get hot, and you get some bomb numbers with them right now, whether it's Texas 19, Seattle 30, Detroit 30, Cleveland 35, Kansas City 40. Where would you rather go?
The problem in the American League, there are a lot of decent teams in the American League. There's only really, I think, 3 bad teams in the American League, right? The White Sox, right. The Angels. I think I'm missing one there that I would throw out. But other than that, all the rest are decent squads that I can make an argument for, but there are no great teams. Yankees have a truckload of injuries here, right? Toronto, the bullpen is just horrendous. What are they going to do with Guerrero? Though we're hearing that signing may happen closely. All those teams in the American League Central that are about the same here. Texas, sure, if DeGrom is DeGrom, hey, who knows? Seattle that gets some hitting. Like I said, I can make an argument for and against so many teams here. The problem is I don't feel great about any of them. I think I was asked on MLB Radio on Sunday who I thought was going to represent the American League in the World Series, and I forget who I took. I think I might have said Texas. But if you ask me now, today, I think I'd say Boston. And you know what, Mike? If you asked me on Saturday, I would probably change it to a different team again here because I just don't feel great about any team. So if you're going to force to lock me down, it'll either be the Dodgers or Philadelphia.
Yeah, I like the Phillies as well. Everybody, Boston's been a flavor of the month here, getting ready to start this season. People are very high on the Red Sox. I mean, I've seen that. And I ended up playing the under because it's been pumped up to 86.5. I went under, George. I just don't think that they're an 87+ win team.
They have issues as well. They're banged up in the rotation also here. I think we feel a little bit better about them because they have some nice young players here. And I also think this. I am a big believer, Mike, that Sandy Alcantara is going to be traded. All right? And I got to assume it's going to be the American League because they're going to want to get him out of the National League here. And Boston, once again, has the prospects to get him if they want him. And if they're that team, if they're going for it this year, which I think they are, and they get Alcantara, it's all over with the crying.
Carver Lisi, SportsGrid Radio. George Kurtz here with us. We'll come back. Some more stuff for MLB opening day next on the grid.
Loser is kind of a mean-spirited slur.
But it doesn't have to stick.
Tell them to listen to SportsGrid and fix it.
No, thank you.
Later.
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Imagine combining the exciting investment opportunity of cryptocurrencies with the power of artificial intelligence to maximize your IRA, 401k, or other investment funds. Listen, if you're looking for ways to accelerate your retirement growth, Block Trust IRA has market-leading strategies and solutions for all levels of investors, from $1,000 to millions. And they partner with Bitcoin Magazine's #1 crypto trading fund in the world to maximize your returns. Plus, their team of IRA specialists is here to help you roll over your IRA or qualified retirement account to the new world of cryptocurrency investments. So make this free call right now to set up your account and learn more.
800-434-5313. 800-434-5313. 800-434-5313. That's 800-434-5313.
Football full circle.
I actually think the Jets this season have a better shot to be a playoff contender than they have over the past couple of seasons.
I couldn't disagree more. I know you love Justin Fields. He sucks. They'll be booing him during warm-ups when he's throwing footballs at the Meadowlands in 35-mile-an-hour winds. He can't throw indoors. He can't throw anywhere.
It's Football Full Circle with Ben Stevens and Joe Lisi. Weekdays noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on the SportsGrid Radio Network. The new SportsGrid app is now available on iOS and the App Store. Experience the ultimate sports betting companion that provides personalized content from your favorite hosts, in-depth matchup previews, game and prop picks, live odds, stats, scores, and more, all in one place. And of course, on the SportsGrid app, you can tune into our live television and radio coverage anytime, on the go, wherever you are. Download the SportsGrid app on the iOS App Store now. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. There's something you should know and always remember.
SportsGrid does not increase luck.
We're your unfair advantage for the latest sports gaming information. If you're looking for luck,
go find a horseshoe.
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Yeah. And we're back. Carver and Lisi with you, SportsGrid Radio, Sirius XM 159. George Kurtz with us here as we get ready for opening day. All right, George, let me give you a couple of the over-unders I like. Let me know if I can get you in or out on a few of these that I'm playing this year. First of all, the over I like the most, Arizona over 86.5. They obviously came up. They played great last year, came up short. 90 wins, didn't get in. Went to the World Series the year before that. I think this team might be a little bit better adding Burns to the rotation. I know they lose Walker, but they add Naylor at first instead. Have good young players. I'm high on Arizona, George.
I'm with you. I think so. Listen, I think it was in a normal division. They might have a shot at winning the division here, but we know with Dodge is probably not going to happen here. No, I'm with you. I'm on Zona as well to get over their win total. Definitely think they're a wild card team.
My favorite under, I think that this is going to be an impossible year for Tampa Bay. I know that they're playing, Gabe said yesterday, what is it, like 37 of their first 45 games at home, which isn't even their home, down in Tampa, playing at Steinbrenner Field. And then, George, they're basically going to play 3 straight months on the road. I think this is way too difficult for a team that, let's be fair, not exactly Tampa from 5 years ago. Okay? 80.5, just below 500. I'm taking under 80.5 for Tampa.
I haven't bet it, but I agree with your logic there. It's going to be a tough season for Tampa. You already lost McClanahan, too, right? He's got the irritated nerve in the left elbow, so we don't know when we're going to get him back. I imagine he's out a month, so maybe May. And he's already coming back from Tommy John. Was he going to pitch the full year anyway? Is he on a pitch count? They're going to baby him. The bullpen is really good. That's all I got for you. All right? That's it. The offense was really bad last year, and they didn't improve it this year. Maybe it gets better in Steinbrenner Field because it's not Tropicana Field, so it's a little bit better for left-handed power there. But I didn't play it, but I kind of agree with your reasoning. I think they are the worst team in the American League East.
I usually like taking one of the lower teams for the over just to have some gas to root for them. Usually one of the lower totals I like to take. I didn't go completely to the bottom with the White Sox or the Rockies or anything, but I'm going to back the A's this year. Now, you're probably saying, oh, well, they're playing in a different state, but it's a little different. They're playing in Sacramento. It's going to be their home for the next couple of years. They're going to play a normal home and road schedule. And they actually, George, spent a little bit of money. Severino gave out some extensions. I love Rooker. I love Butler. It's only 71.5. I think it's a 75 potentially win baseball team. I'm taking the over with the A's.
Yeah, Gabe and I talked about this on Rage last week. We're both on the A's. I agree with you. Listen, they're not a good team, but they're not awful. I had 75 was the number I came up with as Vancouver scored another goal, by the way. So much for that, the Islanders in the third period. Oh, maybe it's 2 goals. Maybe they need to be down 2 goals to come back. Maybe, or whatever. But yes, I'm with you on the A's. Completely different ballpark, by the way. I am also, if Aaron Judge just has a little bit of a hiccup, Rooker could lead the American League in home runs. I'm big on his over home run total as well. That ballpark in Sacramento, by the way, you think Coors Field plays to the over? Wait till we get to Sacramento when the weather heats up, boys and girls. That ball flies out of that park.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. And I think you need to factor that stuff in, like you said, for some Rooker stuff, whether that's home runs for the season or leading the league in home runs, things like that. I think you got to watch for Rooker. He's going to have a big year. Next under for me, I already told you, Red Sox under 86.5. I think that the hype is too much now at this point. There's too much hype. Could they make the playoffs at 84, 85 in the American League? Probably. But I just don't see them as an 87, 88 win baseball team.
This is one where I would disagree. I think right now, like I said today, if you ask me today, Boston to the World Series, might change my mind over the weekend. Somebody has to win the American League East, and they're going to have to win it with more than 87 wins. And listen, we're the Yankee guys here, but I don't know. I
got them coming on the list. Don't worry, I got them coming.
I think them on the 92.5 back in the beginning here. So I'm going to say, I didn't bet it. I'm not over the Boston number here. I just, I wouldn't bet the under here either. I just think they have the best chance right now. I just wonder this about Boston, Mike. Are they now going to realize, hey, we are a big market team. We can add. Now they think they're back in it here rather than be the misers they were over the past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, they got to spend some money. I know everybody's on this, but it's kind of the same thing. Like, someone's got to win the NL Central. Tito going to Cincinnati at 79.5. I kind of thought it'd be more by now with how many people have been picking it, but I'm going to take a shot with Cincinnati over 79.5.
Yeah, I've been saying it on every show, man. I'm hoping I was a year off on Cincinnati. I had them last year, too. It didn't happen, so we'll go back to the well this year. That's another division I think is just bad. Right, there's really nobody all that great in that division. I don't really have much faith in the Cubs, by the way. I don't think they're all that great. I think they need to hit another bat or two. So, yes, give me the Reds. Why not? Young. I like what they've done with their pitching here. Doesn't help that they lost Diaz already to the IL, but I'm on the Reds as well.
And I'll finish with this, George, for my picks. I took both of the New York teams under. Now, you got a great number on the Yankees if you got it before the Cole stuff with 91, 92, etc. 91.5, 92.5. It's at 88.5 now. I mean, that's going to be tight, but I still think you can get under 88.5 with the Yankees this year because I just, I just don't see how they're getting outs, to be quite honest with you. And they're just not. They lost, George, 2 key players. I mean, they don't have Cole and Soto, and that's why they were in the World Series. I just don't see how they're equally or better. So under Yankees, and the Mets is just too high for me for a team that has no arms. Their starting rotation, I mean, they're going to pitch Griffin Canning in their rotation this year. Griffin Canning. I'm sorry. They're asking for they got so much gas out of Manaea last year and Severino in the play. They think they're going to do that magic again. I don't see it. Under 90.5 for me.
I'm the host of Fantasy Sports Today with Craig Mish, and we did a segment last week called Bold Predictions. And one of my bold predictions, and I don't even think this is all that bold, by the way, is that both the Yankees and Mets don't make the playoffs. All right, so
I don't.
You said it about the Yankees.
Think it's bold.
I mean, I don't think it's bold either. It sounds bold, but I don't think it's bold at all here. You told me the Yankees are going to get through the season with Carrasco, Stroman, Rodon, Max Fried, Will Warren, Clark Schmidt. Come on. I know Louis Hill will be back at some point, but then is he going to be Louis Hill of last year? We don't know. And what other injuries are they going to have? I think, Mike, they put 8 guys on the IL today. I know a lot of them were relievers, Brubaker, Beater, that no one cares about. But still, that's a lot. That's a lot to ask for. And as you said about the Mets, I mean, come on. Clay Holmes, your opening day starter here. Senga didn't pitch at all last year. How many innings has he given you? How many innings has Holmes given you? He's a reliever. You put in as a starter here. Canning, Blackburn's on the IL. They're a mess. They're the 80s Yankees. A lot of high-scoring games coming in Citi Field.
I mean, look, that stuff is fine in the regular. There's a lot of teams that you can beat up 9-8. But you said it before. There's a lot of really good teams in the National League. Like, I don't think you'll be able to beat up the bottom and the Central teams and things like that. But I don't know if that's going to work against the Phillies, the Braves, the Dodgers, the Diamondbacks, even the Padres. Like, I don't think that stuff's going to work. And I think the Mets are going to have a hard time not having pitching against all of those teams, especially if they get to play. And I think they can still make the playoffs, Jordan. Even though I'm under on the 90.5, you made playoffs at 87, 88. I just think getting to that 91 is going to be a very difficult number for them to get to here. Islanders look absolutely awful here. They really do. They're just an opportunity to get into this slot. And they're not going to do it. Here's what we're going to do here. I'm going to squeeze George for one more because I need to know who he likes on Thursday on opening day. There's all these teams playing. I got to know what George is after here. I got homers. Let's see what he's got. Carver and Lisi, SportsGrid Radio. We're back after this.
Sports gaming strategies and information on the level that other networks wouldn't be comfortable with.
We're the home of the winning edge.
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. The early line.
It's that 8th seed in the Gonzaga Bulldogs and a plus 850 number. The 8th seed has the 3rd best place to reach the Final Four. It's because the metrics look a lot kinder to the Zags than that of the committee's placement on that seed line. Gonzaga 9th in the net, 8th in KenPom, 3rd best number to reach the Final Four out of the Midwest.
It's the early line with Ben Stevens and Donnie Rightside. Weekdays, 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific on the SportsGrid Radio Network. The SportsGrid Radio Network presents This Date in Sports History.
1979 at the 41st NCAA Men's Basketball Championship, Michigan State beats Indiana State 75-64. This marks the start of the rivalry between Hall of Famers Magic Johnson and Larry Bird.
Perhaps we've never seen a final game with 2 greater individual players than Larry Bird, the Player of the Year from Indiana State, and the Magic Man from East Lansing, Irvin Johnson.
For SportsGrid Radio, I'm Mike DeMurgis.
SportsGrid TV and radio networks are the premier streaming video and audio channels dedicated to serving the sports wagering audience. Found on major smart TV platforms and streaming on SportsGrid Radio and SiriusXM Channel 159. SportsGrid's real-time data, expert commentary, and entertaining analysis transform viewers into informed sports enthusiasts. Our weekday radio lineup begins with the early line at 8 a.m. Eastern with Ben Stevens and Donnie Rightside. Donnie joins Kevin Walsh on Money Line at 11 a.m. Eastern, followed by Football Full Circle at noon Eastern. Kaplan and crew join the party at 1 p.m. Eastern. And Pharrell Coast to Coast keeps things rolling from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern. Get in the mix with Kevin Walsh and Game Time Decisions at 6 p.m. Eastern. Evenings simmer with Carver and Lisi. Then boils over with Gabe Moritzi on Sports Rage Late Night at 10 p.m. Eastern. To find out where to find SportsGrid that's best for you, go to sportsgrid.com. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. You may or may not be a good SportsGrid listener.
Test yourself.
If you think a quarterback is a refund you get at an arcade, you're probably not a good SportsGrid listener.
Pay attention. Make a plan.
Win. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
And we're back. Carver and Lisi, SportsGrid Radio, Sirius XM 159. Islanders going to the power play, not like it matters, down 4-2 here in the 3rd period. All right, we're getting a bonus ball out of George here because it is opening day tomorrow. We got some long-term stuff with him. Now let's do Thursday. Yankees Brewers started off 3 o'clock East at the stadium. Peralta and Rodon. Yankees minus $1.44 with a flat 8 total. How do you like attacked early in the season, George? Do you feel like a lot of unders? How do you like to go after these first couple of weeks?
First of all, very carefully, because we don't know what we don't know yet. All right, so very carefully here. As you said, unders are generally as the weather heats up, it's all overs, right? I rarely play an under, but in April, it's more unders than anything else, and I will play the under at Yankee Stadium tomorrow. I'm likely to play the unders in most of the outdoor games in the East. That's the Washington game, the Yankee game, Cincinnati. I'm thinking about there. Haven't done that yet. Kansas City's a definite for me. And there's one other game where it's an outdoor game where I'm worried about
Chicago and the Angels.
The coldness.
Chicago. Angels.
Well,
White Sox Angels.
That's also what both teams suck. But unders more than anything else. And I know you love your home runs. I don't play as many anytime home runs in those games. Also, once again, I can find better matchups. There's 13 games tomorrow.
Yeah, look. For me, look, you come out of the gate, and obviously you got to be careful because you're excited that it's back, and you love playing home runs, and it can be like you said, you really got to take your time with it. Especially like I might probably go a little bit crazier than usual tomorrow for opening day, but then remember this is an everyday thing. This isn't like the NFL where it's every Sunday and we have games every day now. We're gonna have home runs every day. We got to really pick our spots. And do things like that. But the numbers just pop out to me, George, because of what you said, the trend to unders early in the season. Some of the home run numbers for guys that are home run hitters are very appealing, like really appealing for a few of them. I mean, I saw Bellinger, who's got good numbers off Peralta in his career, and it's first game of Yankee Stadium. I mean, plus 800, George. I saw him at one book at a homer tomorrow. Like that stuff like that kind of grabs you, even though you don't want to be outside where it's going to be cold. Now, Toronto and Baltimore will be inside. And you got Eflin and Berrios, two guys that all the hitters on both teams have seen a billion times, and they all have great numbers off of them. That's got to be one where you're thinking over 8.5.
Yes, you are correct. That is the for me once. And speaking of home runs, I think Guerrero's hitting a home run tomorrow. I'm feeling it. I can even see Bichette, the two Frades. I can see both those guys hitting home runs tomorrow. But as you said, I'm on the over in that game, in that little bandbox they play in. And I'm going to take Toronto with the plus money either. It's not like I'm in love with Zach Eflin, like he's a lockdown guy here. No. I think runs are coming tomorrow.
DK had Vlad this morning at plus 650 to hit a homer. Plus 650. He's got 2 homers in his career. He's hitting like 375 with 2 homers off of Eflin in his career. So Vlad was an immediate early click for me for the home runs on opening day. The Red Sox will show Crochet off for the first time against Texas. The Phillies will have Wheeler against Gore. Bibee and Reagans for the Guardians and the Royals. The Mets will start Clay Holmes against Framber Valdez. You mentioned the Red game. Not only, George, is that an outdoor cold game, but Logan Webb and Hunter Green is a pretty good pitching matchup for the first day there in Cincinnati, too.
All right, so one of your better pitching matchups of opening day, right? Not the best, mind you, but one of the better ones here. So once again, I kind of like the under in that game. It's going to be cold in Cincinnati. Not like San Fran has a great lineup anyway. I don't know how much Adames really changes that, as it looks like JP Pajot either took a stick or a puck to the face. He's bleeding all over the place. So very nice there. I'm on the under in that game as well. I don't have a pick as far as the game itself. I probably lean towards the Reds, but I don't love it.
There are 3 6.5s. I see it this very second. 6.5s. And they're great pitching matchups, obviously. Sale and King for the Braves and the Padres. Skeens and Alcantara for the Pirates and the Marlins. And then Skubal and Snell for the Tigers and the Dodgers. All of them 6.5s, George. I mean, 6.5s. I mean, even that I want to go after. That's low, 6.5.
Yeah, I took, as far as Pittsburgh, Miami, it was 7 earlier, so I got that at 7 here. I don't know if they can score 2. All right, both these offenses suck. I mean, I'm taking the Nerfy, no run first inning here. First 5, I think is under 3.5, might be 2.5, whatever it was, might be 3 now. I'll take that as well here. I just don't see how either one of these teams are scoring runs here against either team here. Maybe they'll beat up on the bullpens if these guys can't come out, which is why you want to play the first 5, maybe not the full game here. But the Pittsburgh Pirates offense and the Miami Marlins offense is bad, and I mean bad.
It's very bad. There's no question about that, George. They are awful. Scooble and Snell, like I said, that's going to be a fun game. And then you have the 2 late night games, only 2. The A's are in Seattle, Severino and Gilbert. That's a flat 7. And then I think you can get some runs with the Cubs and the Diamondbacks, although Gallen's going. Steele wasn't great in Tokyo for the Cubs, but that's an 8.5 with the Cubs and the Diamondbacks inside in the desert.
Yeah, I mean, the Athletics Seattle's an interesting one, right? Because Seattle can't score, but they can pitch, and Athletics are sort of the opposite there. But you're playing in Seattle, a major pitcher's ballpark there. But 7, man, that's a low number. I don't know why the hook makes such a difference to me here, but I was really hoping it'd be 7.5, maybe even 8. But I still lean the under there. I just don't want to get runs in that game either. You might have Steele did not look all that great. He was serving up home run balls here, so maybe we want to take a couple of shots at home run props in this game for Arizona here. But I do like the Diamondbacks to win the game, so I probably feel a little bit better about that. I think the Cubs could get off to an awful start, by the way, if they have a hard time in Arizona too. So like I said, I'm 8.5. I don't have anything on the over yet, but I do like the Diamondbacks. I still like the under, and probably like the Seattle Mariners in that game.
I'm kind of surprised, George, that Seattle, they've got so much great pitching that they haven't found a way to get another really quality bat in there for that lineup. If they could just get one more really quality bat, I think it'd be all the difference in the world for them, and it'd be such a more dangerous team in what could be a very wide open American League, as we say. George, tremendous job. Great. Enjoy opening day. Let's get all these tickets in, and we'll see you next week. George Kurtz with us here on Carver and Lisi. We'll wrap this puppy up right after this.
You're listening to your source of sports gaming strategies and information.
We call it the winning edge.
It helps make the odds even. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
The Technology Minute with George Capalbo.
New Roar University research finds unremarkably when you burn your hand on the stove, it really hurts. However, if your hand is hidden so you can't see it while it's getting burned, while you're staring at a lifelike rubber hand, it doesn't hurt much. Huh? Kids, don't try this at home, but this confusing rubber hand illusion has uncovered a complicated relationship between the human mind and pain. Maybe leading to effective new therapies for chronic discomfort. However, no information yet on the effects on the nervous system from wearing a rubber nose. Follow me at G. Capalbo on X, and stay tuned to the Technology Minute for more cool stuff like this.
Imagine combining the exciting investment opportunity of cryptocurrencies with the power of artificial intelligence to maximize your IRA, 401k, or other investment funds. Listen, if you're looking for ways to accelerate your retirement growth, Block Trust IRA has market-leading strategies and solutions for all levels of investors, from $1,000 to millions. And they partner with Bitcoin Magazine's #1 crypto trading fund in the world to maximize your returns. Plus, their team of IRA specialists is here to help you roll over your IRA or qualified retirement account to the new world of cryptocurrency investments. So make this free call right now to set up your account and learn more.
800-434-5313. 800-434-5313. 800-434-5313. That's 800-434-5313.
We can't make it any simpler, Sporto. All you gotta do is listen to SportsGrid.
That's listen.
Often. Pay attention. Soon you too will have the winning edge. And your friends and family will regard you with quiet awe.
See? Simple.
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Carver and Lisi, SportsGrid Radio, Sirius XM 159. The schedule's so weird with baseball tomorrow. There actually is 2 at 3 o'clock East. So the Baltimore-Toronto game's also at 3 East. So Yankees, Brewers, Orioles, Jays, both at 3. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 games at 4 o'clock East. 1 game at 7 standalone for the Tigers and the Dodgers, which I believe is on the ESPN. The Yankee Brewer game's on ESPN too. And then 2 late night with A's, Mariners, Cubs, Diamondbacks. You will have for that too. So a full day of baseball getting back underway. Here are the homers, by the way. I did not give this out yet on this show that I'm going with for opening day. Yordan Alvarez plus 420 against the Mets. Again, we're looking for indoors there. Not a weather situation with the cold air. And you get Yordan in the 4s, which is very rare. Usually he's in the 300s. Clay Holmes pitching for the Mets. Yordan will take a shot with him. Alex Bregman plus 550. He's hitting, I think it's about 380, 390 with a couple homers off of Eovaldi in his career. So we'll go with Bregman to get his Red Sox career off to a big start. Vladdy Jr., I caught a 650 at DK very early this morning. I've seen it. I just looked now because I was looking at another guy in that game, and he's at 550 now. So still a pretty good number for Vladdy. I think he's in the 450s elsewhere. So you got that there. He beats up Eflin. Same thing as Bregman. About 370s, 380s with 2 homers off Eflin in his career. Cody Bellinger is plus 700. I've even seen some plus 800s now. So I have a bad number. And he's got a homer off of Peralta. Short porch Yankee Stadium. Don't love that it's outside. But maybe you get a little opening day magic first game as a Yankee. Vinny Pasquantino, we love Vinny P, plus 750. He is 6 for 8 with, I think, 2 or 3 homers off of Bibby. Needs 2 homers, if I'm pretty sure. 6 for 8 with 2 homers. He wears them out, and hopefully he can do that again. And I know everyone's on Tyler O'Neill, right? Here's my problem with the Tyler O'Neill, who's homered in, I believe it's 4 or 5 straight opening days. Tyler O'Neill's hit a homer, and he's on Baltimore this year. Remember that, too. Was on the Red Sox last year. The problem is that the number's been beaten down because every sportsbook in America has told you that Tyler O'Neill has homered in 4 consecutive opening days. So I just don't see he shouldn't be 350 and 345 with what some of these other guys are priced. So I'm staying away from Tyler O'Neill on Thursday, but O'Neill Cruz is actually homered the last couple opening days, and I caught this morning at 8-1 plus 800. I know Alcantara going. I don't know how long Alcantara's going, and even if he is, he's first time pitching in a long time. I could get what's a really bad Marlin bullpen from the 5th inning on. Might have a couple of bats there. We'll take a deep shot with the Cruz missile at 8-1. So Alvarez, Bregman, Vladdy, Belly, Pasquantino, and O'Neill Cruz for the opening day tater time. Look, 6 probably a lot for opening day. Probably a lot. And I did see that FanDuel's doing some same thing like they have with the dog of the day, where they're having a big bet on a guy for a homer. Let me get you that promo up. What are they calling that promo? Give me a moment here. For you to hit a home run. So they'll split like a big pot like they did with the dog of the day and what they did on those couple Sundays with the 3s. So you could play one guy to hit a homer, and everybody who gets a guy who hits a homer gets to split the pot. So that could be 20-plus guys. It could be 10 guys. It depends on how many home runs get hit. But you want to get in on somebody to hit a homer for that. So I'm going to probably use one of the guys that I just listed there, and I think it's Vladdy that I like the most. To be quite honest with you, in that spot. As far as the golf goes, fast. I'm running out of time, I know, for it. I'm going with Finau at 35-1, Minwoo Lee at 35-1, Jacob Bridgman at 45-1, Sahith Theegala at 50-1, and Jake Afternoon Knapp at 80-1. I have Aaron Rai top 10 at plus 280, JJ Spawn top 10 at plus 330, Gracerman top 20 at plus 250, Novak at top 20, Ricky Fowler at top 20, and Davis Riley at a top 20. I honestly would be careful with the first-round leaders. I wouldn't even mess around with what the weather's going to be. They're going to be sitting around the clubhouse all day. But I did play Rye at 50, Mitchell at 60, Novak at 75, Riley at 80, Nico Echevarria at 80-1, Grillo at 110, and Toasty at 110. Just for you, Joe. We did get Toasty in there. All right, great job from George Kurtz, from Coach Young, from Brady Cannon. No Carver and Lisi the next couple nights. Bracket Central will be here for all the Sweet 16 games. We will be back with you Monday night right here on the grid. Cash a lot of tickets this weekend. Opening day, the golf, the basketball, and we'll see you back here on Monday. Good night, everybody.
Luck is winning the lottery. Strategy is settling your divorce before cashing in the ticket.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Get the winning edge. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.